There we go. All right. And I want, what do I want? I want this screen. Oh. Overhead cam on. I think we're set up. How's everybody doing tonight? What's going on? I'm ripping this piece off real quick because it's too much. Much too much. Then I'll show the progress once we get going here. I need that out of the camera view. And what I've got going on is, good evening, Nunya. How you doing? I'm making chainmail covers for the lids of my saddlebags. Why? Because I can. Because I had all of this excess chainmail that was supposed to be a shirt, but I ran out of rings, and the company that made the rings changed their manufacturing process, so the new rings were going to be different. I was like, screw it. So I never ordered more rings. I probably could have had them like size matched and everything. I'm doing all right. Better than I was yesterday or this weekend. So all of these little pieces here, right? We're going to slowly integrate them into this piece. No piece left behind. Alright. Can that go right on there? That would be interesting if it could. It's like a puzzle. But yeah, there's... We got everything set up. Oh, that won't work. What am I thinking? Let's just do this. So anyway, I've got a giant sheet of chainmail that was almost a shirt, and now it's becoming part of my motorcycle. And should look good when it's done. I have plans to do a bib for the gas tank, both saddlebags, the toolkit. This is the first saddlebag. So this is the one I've kind of been working on. But yeah, it's the first time I've ever wrapped a saddlebag as well. Never done it before. It's kind of one of those things that I know I can do it, so screw it, why not? Trying to use up all of the stuff I have in my basement, because most of the stuff that I have is from the Ring Lord. They changed how they manufactured their rings, and I was getting a lot of rings that no longer matched what they were producing. So that actually bummed me out on a lot of stuff, and I wasn't doing anything for a while, but back at it, and since I've started this project of using up all the rings in my basement before I order more, I've gotten a tremendous amount of stuff done. So used up a bunch of rings, made a bunch of stuff, and it's all, you know, Goes on my window ledge over there. I've got a window ledge that runs the length of the basement. It's got all my projects on there. So I just keep finishing stuff. And then once I am done with this, then I'll do more like stuff to sell, right? Or I'll do more specific art projects. I'll probably never do a booth or be a vendor anywhere. I don't have the setup for that. That's not something I want to necessarily get into, but you know, I'll sell my stuff online like I do now. And speaking of that, I actually have to quote someone something. But that's a long time coming, you know. I'd rather work on cool stuff than make the same thing over and over and over again. And there's plenty of chainmail artists out there. There's, you know, plenty of stuff for people to buy already out there. So, but I do have some of my own, like, custom designs that nobody else does. So maybe. I don't want to do that. Can I do it this way? No? Yes, maybe. Alright, so I just watched a TikTok of a guy defending the Wheel of Time series that came out on Amazon, and I was shocked and appalled that anyone would do that. I'm so bitter about that. I've been reading those books for, gosh, almost as long as I've been making chainmail, right? And I think that Amazon just jacked it up, but everyone's entitled to their opinion. What they like and what they don't like is okay, and I should just get over it. But it just happened, and I'm still recovering. I didn't find anything redeeming about the TV show. Come on. So, alright. Let me give you a quick progress update here, because I want to see what this looks like. So I did wrap this around, right, and this is bumping up really bad, so I don't know, I gotta rework this somehow, right? Like, I didn't put this 45-degree seam in the right place. And right, there's this metal thing here, Harley thing, it says Harley Davidson on it right there. I was going to leave this open, right? But with this seam here, it kind of nixes that opportunity. So I do need to fix this, but it's not terrible. It's almost correct, right? Looking good? Alright. Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to leave that bar open. just cause, no real reason. But that seam that goes down the side is not gonna let that happen. So, well, someone's stomping around upstairs. We were wondering about how the corners would work out on bunching. It'll lay smooth. I just gotta like rework it and make sure it's correct. Because what it is, it's a 45-degree seam. And no, I'm not going live with anyone else right now. Right? So the front is just wrapped back down around the side, right? Here's the front, and this is just wrapped around that the side of it with a cool elf weave seam holding it together. So I will figure out what is making it bunch up and then go from there. I need to turn this down a little bit. I must have been jamming out the last time I had this on. I sure was. Alright. So, and this is the first one I've done. There's no wrong way to do it, as far as I'm concerned. Like once I get all the holes punched in the saddlebag around the edge, and then once I get all the leather cord braided through and everything and have it attached, you know, I mean, it should look pretty good. Tater the ranch hand. Oh, chainmail. Yep, that's what we're making. Working on some saddlebag covers for my Road King. I'm hoping... Have I ever made a piece for a horse? No, I have not. I've seen one person that I know of who's familiar with horses and the bridle and saddle, the tack, right? I've seen one person who's familiar with horse tack. All right, Nunya, we'll see you later. I've seen them make some decoration for their bridle, but I personally have never done anything for horses or animals. It's one of those things when you can touch, you need a cover for your garb. All right. You're more than welcome to contact me. There is a lot of stuff that if I don't do it, I will know someone who is probably closer to you that can do it. You're aware. You can send you measurements in a sketch. You can send me whatever you want. I can just kind of let you know. If you're looking for like a whole horse armor setup, I don't know if I'd be able to do that. Yeah, you're looking for a whole medieval horse armor. Okay, so I mean, you can send it to me. I'll take a look at it, but that would be an awesome project to do. You have a face and tail shield for her. Nice. That is probably one of those things that is beyond my skill level. And I'm good, right? But as I spoke about before, in the process of having a neck shield as well. As I have, do you do like medieval reenactment or work at medieval times or the Renaissance Festival or something? Or is this just for fun? Yeah? Okay. So, I've been doing this for 29? How old am I? I am 21. So, 27 years. Right? Almost 3 decades. And I have a significant amount of experience. But there is some, what would you call it? There are gaps in that experience, right? For example, I've never made riveted chainmail. I am in the process of getting that set up. That is one of my goals for the next year. And it's just something I've never made before. Butted rings would probably not be suitable for even costume horse armor, right? You want those rings solidly closed. You know, what happens if, even stainless steel, what happens if your stainless steel ring opens up a little bit and it's scratching the horse, right? And you don't notice. But I do know people who make riveted chainmail and would gladly put you in touch with them if that's something you're looking into. I just started welding rings this past year. I'm okay at it. But a lot of what I make is just with butted rings because that is what is largely commercially available, and I know people who are trying to change that so that there are rivet-ready rings. But I would have to make my own setup for riveted rings right now, which is, you know, where I'm going, but so I'm assuming you have some kind of what is it they wear? What is the word? I want to say it begins with a G. Gamison, right? Like a knight would wear a gamison underneath their chainmail. And that would help protect them from the chainmail. So I'm assuming you would have something like that for your horse, right? You weld MIG and TIG mainly? Yeah. I use a tiny little spot welder. I haven't done any oxyacetylene or MIG welding, stick welding since high school, so. You're a lady though, so yours is a bit different. You just got a new oxyacetylene setup for Christmas? Nice. Alright. There's your horse's garb is a little different? Yeah. I mean, do you mean like it's pink and purple, or it's cut different? What do you mean for your horse? What is different about it? Oh, you know who else I could ask? I could ask Charity. She doesn't do, it's cut differently. Yeah, okay. She doesn't do riveted, but she does horses. So she might have a better idea. Sorry, Thinking about people that are in the know to this question of yours. I don't even know if this is what I should be doing. I'm just doing it. It's not as long, it's shaped a bit different as well, and has corded piping and design. Nice. Yep. Where? I guess I'll just put this here. No piece left behind. You made yourself, you never want to embroider or sew something that big again. I believe you. I have friends that do these really technical fantasy medieval style dresses with, you know, some with chainmail sewn into them, and they're ridiculously cool. But, you know, they'll be working on it for 6 months, a year at a time, just for one. You know, it's a dress that they put, you know, 1,000 hours into. You just finished up a blanket for your carriage. We got a carriage too. I've been in a horse-drawn carriage once. What was it for? It's like they have the horse-drawn carriage tours down by the Alamo in San Antonio when I lived there. I don't remember going on one of those. Maybe it was for pictures or something. Of course, it has 6 months. Took 6 months to make. It has 54 spiral steel bones in it. Nice. You've had a few in the wagons. I'm not in Texas anymore. I was once upon a time. I'm in the frozen tundra of the great White North, known as Wisconsin. So, pity me. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I want to say like Little Italian Workshop, I think is the name of the place. They're in Italy, but I think they could do it. There is a Rivet Mail group on Facebook that specifically goes over how to make riveted chainmail. You did a turn and burn to Wisconsin to get a horse. Nice. We have good cheese. We do have okay cheese. I think there's a lot of stuff hyped about Wisconsin that's not exactly accurate. I think everyone's inebriated here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and the cheese just tastes good when you're hammered, I think is what that is all about. I'm in the southeastern corner of Wisconsin in Kenosha. You get food in general. You get good food in general. Yeah, I mean, things like brats and what are those desserts called? There's some breakfast dish that they have. I can't even remember the name right now. It's, you know, some kind of pastry filled with raspberry filling or whatever, and a cream glaze on top, and it's hollow in the center. It's not a Danish. I can't remember what the name of it is right now, but that's pretty good. Brats are pretty good. It's not all bad here. Where do I want to put this? So it's okay up here. It is cold though. Like, I live right by Lake Michigan, right? And the humidity here is through the roof. And so when it's cold, it's wet and cold. Always. Right? And when it's warm, it's, you know, it's nice and warm, but it'll be 32 degrees outside, you know, freezing, with 100% humidity. And that's just miserable. But I live here now. This is my home. I just try not to leave my house for any reason. Because it's warm in my house and all my stuff is here. I'm going to leave the house though. I'm going to go see... I'm going to take the boys to go see the new Godzilla movie. I want to do that over Christmas break. That'll be fun. Get them out of the house. So, I'm going to make this, and then once I'm done, I'm going to make another one. And fortunately, hopefully I will have learned some lessons on this first one that I can mirror it for the other saddlebag, and it goes really quickly. Hopefully. So I was trying to put in one of these diamonds inlaid into the blackened stainless, and that was tough, man. I was having a hard time. Patricia Fuller, thank you for the share. All right. So we'll get the 2 saddlebags done. The last thing I want to work on is the gas tank bib. Because the bike's out in the garage, and I'm not going to bring the gas tank in here. And, you know, I don't even think I have leather for it. I'm going to have to go buy a new half hide of leather. So we'll see. My leather skills are not great, to be quite honest. But I've turned out some okay stuff, right? And the more... Angela Morin, thank you for the follow. The more I work with combining chainmail and leather, the better I get. So I think the bib project will be fun. Who was it? Okay. Do you guys know the lady on TikTok that's digging a tunnel under her house? She lives like in a suburban area and has like a whole mine shaft under her house. It's crazy, right? I was watching one of her videos the other day, and she was talking about how she didn't go out and get a skill before she started her project, right? She started her project and learned her skills along the way. And I think that that's an important mindset when you start out, especially doing something as ridiculous as digging a mine shaft under your house. Does this stop bullets? No. This just looks cool. That's all it is. And it's fun to make. And it's the only thing I'm really good at. So. I have met many people who thought it was bulletproof. I don't know why. Oh, that reminds me. So I was working on a shirt on my, was it my second deployment? I had it in the bottom of my duffel bag because I wanted to take it with me, and I had a large sheet of chainmail of metal in my duffel bag, and I put it on the at the inspection X-ray machine at the airport in San Antonio, and I went to go get in the security line, and I was in the security line for, I don't know, 15 minutes, and I hear my name get called on the overhead. So I go back over to the X-ray machine, and they're like, "Yeah, sir, we need to take a look in your bag." I was like, "All right." I knew exactly what they were looking for. I pull it out, and they asked me what it is. I'm like, "It's chainmail." I was like, "Oh, well, what are you doing with that?" I was like, "The military requires us to make our own body armor, so I'm making it on my way over to Iraq." You know, huge lie. But I had them going for about 10 seconds. That was pretty funny. One of the few times I've managed to be amusing in my life. But yeah. No, that ring's out of place. And that shirt's like solid sheet, too. Just a solid sheet of metal. Metal rings. Alright. Just going to add this over here. So, there we go. Add this last longer piece over here, and then we'll start just filling everything in. There is a guy on TikTok. I want to send him some welded chainmail. What I want to do is I want to send him some welded chainmail, some theta ring chainmail, to type of ring with a bar down the middle of it, and it's got rivets, and weld those closed. I really need to work on my ring making skills in order to make those, and then I want to send him just a really dense weave, because he likes to shoot armor with his bow and arrows. And the chainmail, you know, kind of held up okay. Some of the riveted. Did he have riveted stuff? I don't remember. I just want to make some ridiculously strong chainmail. Just stupid dense. One, for content for both of us, and two, because it's like, I don't know. Can you make chainmail that is impervious to projectiles? Right? Like, if you made a sheet of chainmail that was dense enough, you could probably stop a couple of calibers of firearm. Don't ask me to stand behind it. But it's all physics. How much does the bullet weigh? How fast is it traveling? How good are your closures on your rings, and how much metal is making up? You know, how much metal is just making a wall of chainmail for a bullet to go through, you know? Can it be done? It's a good question. I want to try it for His name's Dash Render. I think it's R-E-N-D-A-R. And makes good content. It's fun to watch him destroy stuff. It's like a gun channel for people who like medieval stuff. So maybe one day I will be able to get to that. I want to send him some welded stuff and see how well that holds up. And I gotta buy the rings for that though, and that's gonna be a while before I can get those. Sebastian, thank you for the follow. Alright, I need to count out where I need to remove this strip here. So that's all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right there. Put this on this little piece, and then I'll do a test fit here real quick. For anyone watching, who hasn't seen what I'm doing, you'll get a chance to kind of put it together, what it's going to look like. So this is one of the projects I want to finish this winter so that my bike's ready to go this spring. I would like to take the gas tank and the front and rear fender off and take my half helmet and have them hydro dipped in a chainmail pattern, because that'd be awesome. I don't know if that's going to be possible. We'll see. Okay. And I've got a bunch of other projects here in the basement that I want to work on. All stuff that needs to get done. And off of my desk. But I can't complain. So I've managed to get a decent amount done. And it's fun hopping on here, making some chainmail, talking to people. And it helps. It helps spread the knowledge of the art, right? I didn't know you could sit around and make chainmail in your house until I saw someone do it. So it's a great hobby to pick up. You can join, or you can make all kinds of stuff with it. Pretty much whatever you're only limited by your imagination, you know. It's just like any other art media. Imagination and skill level, I guess, probably. But the learning curves, it's sharp, but it plateaus very quickly. My computer's about to take off. What is it doing? This randomly fires up the fan. Where am I working here? So I've been doing this for 27 years. I think that I mentioned that earlier. It's like my website is all chainmail themed apparel and accessories. I don't actually really sell much chainmail. I'm not opposed to it. It's just there wasn't a lot of chainmail themed stuff on the market as far as like clothing is concerned. So I just started making some. And that's fun because I get to work with this media both digitally and physically. And I get to make cool chainmail themed stuff. Keep losing my spot here. I do have some designs in progress for my website, but I have been neglecting that for sure lately. I'm working on a really large design right now, and one of the struggles is that my computer just continues to not be powerful enough to do what I need it to do. And I have upgraded and improved, and I was really computer illiterate until a couple of years ago, and so when I got this laptop, it really wasn't the best thing for what I needed it to do, and I didn't understand that that was the case. My next computer is just going to be some kind of behemoth with massive amounts of RAM. So that I'll never have to worry about that issue again. But yeah, so the one design I'm currently working on, it's very large, and I think I can get it done. But I'm not 100% sure that my computer can handle it. So I may have spent a lot of time making a chainmail design just for it to not work out. And then I'll have to pivot to designing something else, which is, you know, it's okay, but it's a pain in the ass. All right, almost got this connected here. Don't know how well my closures are holding up, but they seem to be okay. I want them to be perfect, but that is probably not going to happen. All right, where's my saddlebag? Alright. That's so close to laying flat. This seam right here, it's bunching up top. There might not be anything I can do about it, but I'll take a look at it. Alright, we'll probably remove this section down here. Yeah. Remove this here. I gotta make an angle here. You can't see it. put an angle in, little 45-degree there, right? But that's, let's see here. There's going to be a lot of slack taken out of it once it starts being connected to the saddlebag itself. I may need another row on that, right? So it should get pulled tight over the top of the saddlebag, right? But that's what it's going to look like. So oh, that makes me wonder about this. I may have made this too long. We'll figure it out. If we have to remove more, it's fine. Things we don't really need from here. And this is all like guesswork measurements. I might start with putting all the holes in, and then I might, be braiding it to the saddlebag. Then I might have to add some length or width to it. So we'll see. What else has been going on? Had a good weekend. Can't complain. Oh, it's been 45 minutes already. Holy cow, time flies when you're having fun. Or if you're a frog, time's fun when you're having flies. So I'm hoping to get this done over Christmas break. Did I say that already? For the saddlebags. I don't know if I'll be able to get the toolkit and the bib done. Just because for the bib I gotta go buy some leather. The toolkit should be easy enough to figure out. Oh, my nose. Oh, excuse me. Maria, thank you for the follow. So, one thing I am concerned about is the weight of this on top of the saddlebag, right? It's your standard 2013 Road King saddlebag, and so it's got plastic with, I don't know if it's faux leather or leather over the top of it, and it shouldn't be that big of an issue, right? I don't think that once I have everything tied down that it's going to be causing the lid of the saddlebag to collapse. And I hope I'm not wrong. Because that would suck to do all this work and then have it look like crap. You know? But I'm sure it'll be fine. It's not that heavy, and it's dispersed all over the top of the saddlebag, so we'll see. There is, I was talking earlier with Tater the Ranch Hand. And I've got a welder, little spot welder for welding rings up. And that's mostly for like jewelry and stuff. Is really what that's for. After Christmas, I am going to buy an anodizer. I've got 2 titanium pieces sitting around here somewhere that need to be re-anodized. And I want to have the ability to anodize my own titanium rings. And I want to have the ability to make my own rings. So getting work set up on that. I'll weld my own rings, rivet my own rings, make my own rings, and anodize my own rings. And basically that'll be a full production shop, or full production setup here in my basement. Pretty much make anything you want. Want to be able to make just whatever I want, you know. So that's going to be nice when I get that all set up. I'll have that, and I'll have a little bit. I've got 90% of the leather tools you need, so I need to do more work with that. One of the things I want to do is I've got 3 chainmail shirts down here in the basement, and I want to make them comfortable to wear. I don't want to have to fight to put them on or have them pull my hair when I slip them over my head. So those are all going to get a remake, and we're talking like cloth and leather lined with fur trims and pauldrons, and it'll be fun. So I'm not exactly redoing everything I've ever done, but close. A lot of stuff is fine. Don't need to touch it. What if I do have stuff that I do need to redo, legitimately. I was working on some belts and some guitar straps, and they're cool, but they're not adequate. Like, I couldn't sell them to someone. My guitar strap is holding up the tripod. So I can't pull that out and show you, but it's a guitar strap. I'm going to fill all of this in. That's my goal. I'm going to fill all this in. Screw it. I'm not going to worry about, well, how much here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so this is one row shorter. That's fine. I'm going to fill these two sections in, and then once I get it connected to the saddlebag, that'll be that. We will readjust at that time if we need to change any of the dimensions. But I want to try and figure that out off stream. The last time I sat down and tried to solve a problem on stream, it did not work. So what else? I did get my neighbor in one of the chainmail shirts that I have. We were hanging out on Saturday, and she tried one on. It's always funny to, when friends or family members pick it up and struggle to get their arms up over their head and everything. That's half the fun of owning a chainmail shirt, to be honest. I need to make I've got my first shirt was a galvanized shirt that I started a long time ago and never should have finished and should have tossed it. Anyway, a lot of bad decisions were made on that shirt. But I've been convinced by friends that I should try and rehabilitate it. So it's galvanized steel, so you got to throw out a bunch of vinegar to get rid of the galvanization. And then it's crappily handmade rings, so there's a lot of burrs and bad closures, so I need to make a tumbler large enough to spin a very heavy shirt around in. Like 55-gallon drum with some rocks set up somehow to spin around, you know what I mean? So, and after that, I'll make some more rings and rework what I did, make it usable. That'll be a fun video series. I think I'll do that in the spring. Because the shirt, it stinks so bad, it's out in the shed. Right? It's not even in the house. The other stainless shirts that I have, stainless steel, they smell like metal, but they don't stink the way the galvanized shirt does. So it just smells like zinc. So see if we can't rehabilitate that shirt. We'll see. I really need to get up the mental energy to even deal with it. It can stay out in the shed for the rest of my life as far as I'm concerned. But it would be nice to have a a working shirt from my first efforts at making a shirt, right? And I don't have to hide it in the shed in shame of my shoddy craftsmanship. Not too many things have I been just disappointed in how they've come out. That shirt was one of them. This monstrosity it's something. I need to clean this up, but this is not what I was. This was supposed to be a bag, right? It is not. It's kind of cool. It's a thing. It's got waves. I think I can rehabilitate this. I'm not so sure about the shirt. We'll see. I want to do a couple other things out in the shed as well. So getting that shirt out of there would be ideal. I've got a table saw and my miter saw out there. And so like all my woodworking stuff is out there. Need to get out there and run some extension cables out there to get some work done. And I need to put a table in the shed so that I can mount a vise so that I can have a working vise. All I've got out there is like a folding table right now that's not sturdy enough to mount a vise on. All that stuff to do. And I need to still decorate my Christmas tree. So, one thing at a time. All of the black and stainless steel was from one part of the front of the shirt. So I was thinking, well, here. I don't know what's in this saddlebag, but it's rattling around. I was thinking, perhaps if we did something along the edge in here, going around the straps, because we could do that too, right? I don't know if I want to do that or not. Table saws and miter saws are really good to make bookshelves around, oh, maybe a fireplace. Yeah. What are you trying to say there, babe? Saying that I should get to work? Is that what's going on? So, do the lid of the saddlebag. Do the edge of the opening of the saddlebag. I think I have enough black and stainless steel to do it. I don't think I have enough 16 gauge 5/16 regular stainless to do it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I need to make... What am I making? Bookshelves? Yep, need to make bookshelves. Let me get right on that. soon as the snow melts. All right. Now, if I can get the basement set up and the shed set up, then I can get a lot of work done. We put we had the shed built, then we put all the stuff in the garage in the shed, and then had the garage floor sealed, and it's all pretty now. But then all the garage stuff was pretty much left in the shed. So I cleaned it out the other day and got everything decluttered. I need to do that in a couple other places. You know? Just put stuff back in the right place. And get it out of the way so that other things can be done. Like right now, I got 3 tables next to me and this desk. This desk is where I do 99% of all my chainmail work. I've got a leather station, a welding station, and they're all kind of cluttered up. And then the third table is like a projects table. And it's just a mess right now, right? So those need to be decluttered and get more work done. And some of the projects I'm going to need the space moving forward, so. Alright, for anyone watching who's wondering why I'm only connecting one ring at a time, it's because I have this giant pile of this blackened stainless steel over here of open rings. Normally people like close a ring and then use the open ring to weave it into place, and you do 2 rows at a time. I'm not using that method. I'm just doing 1 ring at a time because all the rings are already open and ready to go. This song's a little loud. Yeah, that's better. So I think once I have all this filled in, it's going to be ready to go, and I can start tomorrow. I can start adjusting it to fit the saddlebag. So we might have this one done by the end of the week, but I have to pull myself away from projects and make sure I have everything else ready for Christmas, you know, wrapping gifts and make sure the tree's decorated and all that fun stuff. So I can't just sit down here and work on this all day like I did today. My son is kicking the floor overhead. Usually he screams while he's playing video games while I'm down here. And it comes through. People, you people, the audience can hear it. I don't know why he insists on tapping Chandler, thank you for the follow. If before you leave the stream tonight, go and check out the one cookie that was made in the video, in the last video I posted, you know, shortly before I went live. Something everyone should get a chance to see. Not gonna elaborate. You just gotta go watch the video. Last video I posted, next to my one pin post. Oh, my leg. See. Yeah, how many followers do we have? I think I'm still in the 1600s. So that means I need 8,400 before I hit 10,000. I should just start like cranking out content. Like good, you know. I don't know. I kind of do. Well, who am I trying to kid? I'm not good at editing videos or being trendy. So my videos kind of get their 300 likes or 300 views and they kind of fall flat. Right? Which, fine, whatever. That is better than any other platform that I've used. Right? I have people who have followed me for years on other platforms who have never ever seen one of my lives come across their feed. But I really want to get to 10,000 followers because that means I can use my computer to stream and not my phone in this wonky setup I have over here. And you viewers can get a better view of what I'm doing. We'll get there. Slow and steady wins the race, right? It's like every night I go live, I get a couple more followers, and that's another thing too, right? Is I've got roughly the same amount of followers on each platform, right? 15, 1,600, something like that. I'm live on 3 different platforms other than TikTok right now, right? The only one where people come through for the most part is on TikTok. Occasionally we'll get someone from Twitch. Occasionally someone will pop in from Facebook. Just doesn't happen all that often. So I think it's I think that the platform to best spend my time on is TikTok. All right, one little section left to do here. We're not gonna... I don't know if we're gonna get that done tonight, but let's do a test fit. Yeah, see? That's almost perfect. This is coming down at a great angle. So what I'll do is I'll attach... Oh my goodness. Disaster struck. I'll attach this backside first, and then size everything out from there, because that's where it's all going to be determined how it lays, is from here, how much excess we have in one direction or another. But if you were wondering what this is going to look like, it's going to look like that, essentially. All right. $9.47. I'm not going to be able to finish this section tonight, but that's okay. We'll get done what we can. Beautiful pattern. Thank you. I'm not able to attempt that name. It's coming along. Yes, this is chainmail. Okay, inner urn a work. Inner ear no work. Yes, I'm making chainmail. How are you tonight? So occasionally we get people from other platforms. And it's a piece for my saddlebag. I was just holding it up a second ago. And we're almost done with one side. So after, I'm going to make this side, attach it, motorcycles. So we did have a horse girl in here earlier. Love the Harley Davidson hat, beautiful bike. You had a Sportster, nice. You know, we had a horse girl in here earlier. She wanted to contact me about making her armor for her horse. She was a jouster, and that's a bit above my pay grade, a little above my skill level, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I've got a 2013 Road King, and it's getting some chainmail upgrades. They're not going to make it faster, but they'll make it cooler. A horse girl, like half horse? That's the type. Half bat, half man. It's man bat. She was talking all about her costume work that she was doing, and she has some armor for the horse already, but she requires like riveted chainmail, which I'm not set up to do. I will be soon. But there's a lot of things I say I'll be set up for soon. One day we'll get there. We'll get the saddlebags done, get the gas tank bib done, get the toolkit done, and then we're gonna hydro dip my front rear fender and the gas tank and my half helmet. I'm going to bed, but you hit follow. Thank you. Thanks so much. Come say hi. I'm on most nights out of the week. Right now we have wrestling on some evenings, so swing by and say hi. Thank you for the follow. So what my first bike was a 1972 Honda XL350. My second bike was a Honda Shadow that I had for just a really short amount of time because previous owner was not he lied about the condition it was in. It was in far worse condition than I had been led to believe. And third bike was a Sportster. My fourth bike was a Road King. And right now it's wintertime and it's cold. And I don't want to be in the middle of this project when I have time to ride. So I want to get this done over the winter and then the hydro dipping might be a little while longer. We'll see. Honda is underrated. My grandfather rode BMWs and Goldwings till he died. And he swore by them. He rode them everywhere until he no longer could. He eventually developed Alzheimer's and, couldn't ride with that, but thank you for the follow. The Honda Goldwing is a classic bike for a reason. 1978 Honda three-wheelers go for a premium price for a reason. Now, the one thing I like about Honda is, last time I checked, don't quote me on this, any thing that they've made, you can go to a Honda dealership, like ATV, four-wheeler, motorcycle dealership, dirt bike dealership, and you should be able to get the parts for whatever you need. That's how I got the XL350 going. It didn't go very far, but it went. And I used to tramp around on my grandparents' three-wheeler that they had. Ride it all around their yard and everything. So I got my kid a go-kart, thinking, oh hey, he'll enjoy that. And he did. He rode it for a little bit, but he's enormous, so he really doesn't fit in the go-kart. It's just a big kid, So next, spring maybe, try and figure out something else. They have their little like KTM four-wheelers. But, you know, I think he might even be too big for those. John, thank you for the follow. We'll see. His cousin, who's only 12, just had a growth spurt and is now an inch or two shorter than me. So, it's going to be a couple of big kids. And it may just end up being one of those things that, you know, I'm not going to go buy a full-size four-wheeler for my kid to drive around the backyard with without me having one. And while I really don't want to be spending my time rebuilding some Honda ATVs, you know, maybe I can convince my kid that it's worth his time. We'll see. I think I am going to get this done. What time? 9:56? I got like 2 more rows. I think we can finish this up. And then it's basically just ready to be attached tomorrow. So I'll start attaching it, and then got to figure out this wonky area where the seam is kind of acting weird. But I'm making a saddlebag cover for my Road King saddlebag. So we're doing the lids, we're doing a bib for the tank, we're covering the toolkit, and then I'd like to eventually hydro dip the front and rear fender and the gas tank in a chainmail pattern to match. And then we're just going to have a chainmail themed bike. So there's this is just the first saddlebag here. Kind of figuring out how these diamonds fit onto the back and what size this actually needed to be, and then I'll mirror it and make the other one. Oh, excuse me. It's just it's a project I wanted to get done over the winter. And I got the bike all cleaned up and covered up, and it's sitting in the garage, so now's kind of a perfect time to knock it out. Have I ever been down to the Lone Star Rally? No, I have not. Lone Star, Texas. I've been down to Shiner. That's... I was going to say it's as far south as I went, but that's not true. What is the Gulf? I've been down to the Gulf, down in Texas. But I don't even know where Lone Star is located. And I'm assuming you're talking about the brewery, right? Like the Lone Star Beer Brewery. So I've been to the Shinerbach Brewery. It's in, oh, it's up in Arlington? Okay. I've never been up that way. Never been into the Panhandle. There's I wonder. Okay, so I'm not big in to custom customizing my bike. I say that as I'm making stuff to customize my bike. But I'm talking like custom paint jobs and, you know, special shocks and everything, or loud sound systems, or whatever people are doing to their bikes nowadays, right? But I wonder, right, like this could be cool enough to get a photo shoot in a magazine somewhere. The Lone Star Rally's in the motorcycle rally in Galveston. Okay. I have been to Galveston. I have never been to the rally there. Last motorcycle rally I was at was outside of San Antonio. It wasn't a rally. It was like a bike night. In, I forget the name of the town. Head west out of San Antonio, out I-10. Bernie? No, that's not right. There's a Harley shop out that way. I don't remember what the exact town is called. But yeah. Get the front and rear fenders and the gas tank hydro dipped. Get the saddlebags, toolkit, and a bib for the tank done. And I'll bet we can get like a photo shoot in a magazine or something. That'd be cool. I wonder. All right. Let's see how this is fitting. So I'll fix this little wonky area. What I want to do actually first is I'm going to get it all attached on the backside here first, and then I'll fix this so that we can figure out what is going on with that seam. Why it's standing up like that. Yeah, I think that's going to be good. So for anyone here, actually, for anyone watching, right, that's the top of the saddlebag in the front there, and we'll fix that. We'll fix this because it's a little wonky, you know, but outside of a little adjusting, I really think that this is pretty much done. Right? We won't know until we start attaching it how it's going to stretch and fit correctly. So, got the cool X in this diamond pattern here. Got these cool seams all over the place. This is one heckin' good looking piece of chainmail, I tell you what. So, that's what we're making. And I just made a mess. Alright. Yeah, I just spilled a bunch of rings. That's awesome. Not spilled, spread. I spread a bunch of rings all over the place. That's fine. This is fine. Alright. Come on. There you go. I think that's all of them. That wasn't too bad. Okay. Alright. For anyone still hanging out, my name's Sean. I run mailworks.com, where you can find all the chainmail themed apparel and accessories that your heart desires. Please, if you enjoy the content you're watching tonight, go check out my website. It does help support me. If you want to learn more about how to make chainmail, you go to the link tree in my bio. There's an app for Google and Apple where you can download the Mailworks app. It's got a shameless plug for my store in there, but it also has all the resources I would have wanted when I first started making chainmail 27 years ago. So, download that app, check it out, go to mailworks.com, check that out. I'm on 4 or 5 nights out of the week, most weeks, so I think this side of the saddlebag covers is done. I'm going to start figuring out how to attach it to the saddlebag tomorrow, or maybe Wednesday. We'll see. I have some stuff I have to stop working on this project and having fun that I have to go do. So with that, it is 10 o'clock. I do appreciate y'all hanging out. And yeah, go check out mailworks.com and go check out the Mailworks app in the bio if you want to learn more. All right, guys. You guys have a wonderful evening. Bye. Press the button. There we go. All right. And you. Have a good